So you know that noise that happens when you drag an axe along the floor? Imagine waking up to that noise. Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is George. If you're not new here and you have subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. We have now just passed 300 subscribers, which is amazing. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and here are my top 3 scary nights in a van. Okay, so the first thing that's scary about living in a van is the people that are on the outside of the van. So this night happened to me in Ireland, and luckily I was with a mate, because this was the first time I ever felt scared in the van. So Sammy, if you are watching this, you feel free to comment below on and let them know actually how scared I really was, because I was pretty scared. So what happened was we were in Ireland, we were in this tiny little fishing town, and we had found this nice little tiny car park down by the sea to park up for the night. Everything was fine, everything was normal, we went to sleep, and it wasn't until about midnight that we woke up. And we woke up to the sound of 2 voices outside the van, which isn't unusual, especially when you park in like more built up areas. So we kind of laid there, tried to get back to sleep, and then these voices were like getting closer to the van, and then they started to describe the things that were in the front of the van. So I had this little curtain in the van so I couldn't see out, nobody could see in. So I couldn't see them, but I could hear them, and they were just describing what was in the front of the van. So I was a little bit freaked out by that, and I was like, right, what are we going to do? And then they went from describing what was in the van to trying to get in the van. So they tried the doors, they come around the back, they tried to open the back doors, and by this time I was literally shitting myself. My heart was racing so much. I was like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? So I laid there, like I was probably like so rigid, I was so scared, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna grab the keys and we're just gonna drive off. So I grabbed the keys, like pulled the curtain back, jumped to the front of the van, turned the key, and then there was these 2 policemen stood in front of me. I was just like, oh my god, I'm so relieved it was a policeman. So I was still quite scared at this time, and I wound down the window like that much, and they asked me questions and stuff, and I was like, oh, is it fine to park here? We're kind of just parking here and then we're driving off in the morning. They were like, yeah, that's fine. So I got back into bed, and they went off, but then I could still hear them. In the background. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, why are they still hanging around? Haven't they got anything better to do, type thing? And then my mind started to play, like, what are they doing? Like, it's a local little tiny village. Are they like phoning up the locals and telling them that there's like 2 girls up in a van in the car park? So then I couldn't sleep because that was on my mind. So I got in the front, drove off, and parked somewhere up the road. It just so happened that the police were trying to sort out this drunk guy on the side of the road. So there was nothing to be scared of. But yeah, so that was the first night in Ireland, and it hasn't happened since. That was back in 2015, so it hasn't happened since, so it doesn't happen often, but it was a scary night for me. By the way, if you have any scary nights that you want to share, please leave them in the comments below. Mine are probably quite tame compared to other people's scary nights. So I'm going to save the axe murderer for last. But the like scary moments number 2 is to do with the weather. So she's in this video because she was here with me. So I just thought I'd get your input yeah. On the video. Yeah. So yeah, we were in Croatia, weren't we?
We were.
And we had found somewhere to park for the night, which was a campsite that was closed for the season, but they forgot to lock their gates, so we managed to go in, found like a lush little spot right by the sea, but there's no like sort of protection from the elements, is that the right words? Protection from the elements?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So yeah, we parked up, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I literally like jolted out of bed. Jolted the right word? Yeah, I'm doing good. So yeah, I literally like just jumped up. I was and what had happened was the wind had picked up so high that the kayaks that were on the top of the roof kept catching it from underneath. I thought they were gonna come off. I thought they were literally gonna like be like ripped off. Yeah, And anyway, it felt like the van was just going to end up in the sea. So I then went onto Google and checked the wind speeds, and the wind speeds were just getting increasingly like higher and higher throughout the night, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So did I make you move? I was like, right, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I was just lying there and you were like, no, we got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you scared?
In the van when it was stopped still, yeah, and we were parked up, yes.
But okay, so yeah, I was scared. So we then drove along the coast a little bit further up to a little town, and then we found like a little, like we were parked in someone's street, weren't we?
Yes.
Can you remember?
Yeah, it was
and then
the street
we woke up and yeah. And then the next morning when we needed a wee, there was loads of people around and we could get out of the van to go for a wee. Yeah. So anyway, it was so scary, and even driving to the little town along the road, it just felt like it was pushing the van. It just, I don't know if I'm just a wimp. Would you guys be scared of these things, or am I just like a total wimp? Because the weather, it's happened to me on more than one occasion with the weather as well, but that one was probably the worst.
It was really windy.
Really bad. Anyway, I'm going to go into my axe murderer story now, and you weren't in this story.
I was not.
So you can fuck off.
Thanks.
So you know that noise that happens when you drag an axe along the floor? Imagine waking up to that noise. So I was in Norway. I was in Norway and I parked up on the side of this road. And like, if you haven't been to Norway in a van, then I would 100% recommend it, because you can literally park anywhere and it's one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. But anyway, back to my scary story. So we was in Norway, parked up on the side of the road, and we were getting ready for bed. And then we were laying down in the van, and then this van pulls up in front of us, which isn't unusual when you sleep in a van, because normally you end up waking up and there's another van person there and whatever. So didn't think anything of it, continued to get ready back to sleep. And then we were like laying down, and then all of a sudden this noise happens. I was like, what the fuck is that? So I had blacked out windows so nobody could see him, but I could see out. So I was looking out, and there was this guy walking across the road with an axe, dragging the axe along the side of the road. So I continued to watch him, and he continued to go and get like loads of different tools and stuff like that, and he was coming from the woods and then like into his van and putting it all in his van. And this was like at midnight, in the middle of the night. So I was a bit freaked out. And then I was like, right, are we going to move? What's going to happen? Is he getting all his tools to go murder somebody? What's he doing? So luckily he drove off. And then we went to sleep, and that was it. And then about 3 o'clock in the morning, I got woke up by the same noise. The axe man dragging his axe along the floor. So I was like, oh my god, he's gonna murder somebody. He's come back, and now he's hiding the body with all the weapons that he's used. I think I should stop watching I don't like scary films, but I think I should stop watching them completely, because as soon as something happens when I'm in a van, I think of the worst case scenario, and then I can't sleep for the night. Yeah, so he could have been an axe murderer. He might have just been somebody going to get some tools, going to chop down some stuff and then bring back the tools. I just thought it was a bit random at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, that's my three scary nights that I've had in the van. Have you had any like proper scary nights? Because these are just all in my head probably. Leave them in the comments below. It's cold. I'm now going to go make a cup of tea and find somewhere nice and unscary to park up for the night. And once again, thank you if you have subscribed to the channel.
Maybe in baby steps.
Yeah, but I'm a murderer, aren't I?
Murderers don't have baby steps.
Hey guys, I'm George. If you're new here, fuck. Sorry, we're just... sorry for the pauses. We're trying to film this on the side of the road and we don't have a microphone, so any noise will disturb the sound between me and you. So, because I can't remember where I was. Take 2, no cars. Right, I'll be quick before another car comes. So, this is my top 3 scary nights living in a van. Fuck you, car.
Take 5.
I need a mic. It's heavy. Yeah.
That's in my face.
So back to my scary talk. Fuck off! But anyway,